Tina Koteck is not, a perfect candidate as a governor for Oregon, but the way that I felt about it in watching the debates was that Christine Ford was a drug warrior, and to me, like America's had enough, when it comes to the war on drugs. We've been abused enough by the state, about all this, and that most of the damage that has been done with drugs, it has been mostly caused by the war against them by our government. The war on drugs has been a war on people. It was mostly just an act of hippie punching. Its expansion was mostly just about prosecuting and putting all the hippies and Nixon's enemies in prison so that he could get rid of them so that they couldn't vote against him or do anything that would be bothersome to his administration or take them out. And he took out all the he took and put a lot of these people in jail, and that's why we have mass incarceration today and our overcrowded and overstuffed prisons that are too expensive. An average night in some of these prisons costs more than the average night at some of the most expensive hotels in the world. You know, did you know that? Just to house one inmate in New York, for instance, we're spending an enormous amount of the taxpayers' resources on our prisons. It's gross, and it's a gross abuse of our money. It's a gross waste of money, and we are not getting the benefit that we really should be out of mass incarceration. We're just not, in terms of safety or anything else, And measure 110 or 111 or whatever it was, like that was a step in the right direction. And Tina Kotek wants a scalpel for the whole thing, and Drazen and others want to take a hatchet to it. And at least I guess to Betsy's, uh, the independent candidate in the race, her campaign, I would say that I feel that at least she wants to pitch it to the voters again, because I'll let you know I'll vote the same way that I did again. You know, like I have not changed my mind. I still take exactly the same position, and I regret nothing, and so I'll vote yes again. You know, like I don't think anything different. I think that the bill was just slightly flawed and that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't shouldn't be repealed. It was a step in the right direction, and it just needs a few tweaks. That's what I think. And I would leave it at the way that it is right now. I just want the bill edited. I don't want it freaking taken, and edited a wholesale. Yeah, taking a hatchet to and fully repealed. I don't want that. I'm done with prohibition and the war on drugs. I think that it's time for a change in policy, and that is basically why I'm voting for Tina Kotek. Kotek is one of the only candidate in this race that gets it and will take a scalpel and not a hatchet to the bill. You know, Beyond that, I think that Kotek is doing a lot more to get homeless people off the streets. And has done a lot more than everybody else as far as that's concerned, on the issue of homelessness and the homeless population. So, she's basically saying that she thinks that it's a problem enough as a candidate. If you listen to her speeches, she's saying that she agrees that it's a massive problem, that something needs to be done about it, and that she will do whatever it takes to get these people off the streets. So by any means necessary, apparently. And I agree. I mean, I think that homeless people don't belong out there. It's just that it's sometimes hard, I think, to get people like that off the streets because a lot of them have like mental illnesses and that sort of thing. And maybe they enjoy the freedom of being out there, more than the effort that it takes to put in to get like a regular job. I mean, sometimes people are out there for a reason, for like the reason why I run my own company, which is, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. You know what I mean? Maybe they just don't like being bossed around and pushed around, and because of that, they ended up bullied by people to do certain things, or cleanliness standards and all of that stuff that you have to maintain. Maybe they don't like putting in the effort that it takes to maintain yourself and your surroundings and in a home. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're just not all that, like wanting to do all that, all that, because all that stuff is not easy. and it has to be maintained, and so it's really difficult, to get those people to do what it takes to actually get become normal, healthy, productive members of our society. Like that's not easy. That's not gonna happen easily with some of those people that are out there on the streets. So, just gotta I gotta say, I mean, that's just the sad reality of the situation. But I I I I would say that, Tina like I would say that it's a blight in the sense that it's a threat to our homes and the values of our homes, that there are so many people out there on the streets, and that's reason to be concerned because that's our money that's on the line there. You know what I mean? In this state, and so we really need to. We either need to build a facility for all these people to go and be housed, so that they're not causing havoc on the streets, or we need to, I don't know. I mean, what can you really do with the homeless problem other than put them in homes? You know what I mean? And then maybe you have to hire some people to clean up after them on top of all of that. I know it sucks. I mean, maybe that the state has to do this, and that these people shouldn't be, and yeah, a lot of people feel that these people shouldn't be entitled to this sort of thing. But I mean, what else can we fucking do to prevent all that? I mean, yeah, the state may have to hire some people to actually clean up after them and cajole them into taking a shower every now and then. Such. It, it sucks. I know, and I know that I'm kind of like laughing at the idea. You can see me laughing, but that's not because I think that this stuff's funny. It's just gallows sentiment about all this. This is pretty grim stuff that I'm talking about. I don't like it at all. I don't like the situation. I feel like it's a very dark thing and a dark topic, homelessness. It's very dark, and because of that, it's hard to talk about it as grim as it actually is. So you find that sort of unconscious laughter that happens at the same time. But I'm not really truly happy about it at all. I don't think it's at all funny, but what else am I supposed to do to cope with the stress and everything of the situation but laughter? It sucks, man. I mean, like I know that people think that they're very strong with this mindset that like nobody should be entitled to that. They should all have to put in that work. But what is our society going to do if these people are like, if the state doesn't hire people to take care of that, if those people are able to crapify our neighborhoods and put all that trash out of it, if somebody doesn't put them somewhere and clean up after them, and I mean, I know that some of these people will not even clean up after themselves. So like they're gonna have to hire some staff to actually do it for them. I mean, that's what I think about the whole thing, and I'm basically voting for Tina Kotek. Um, I would say that I think that she sucks and that she's not a completely perfect candidate. Don't sit up here and call me a fucking bootlicker. She got in our fucking way. We really do think we're not entirely certain when it came to getting money out of politics and the Article 5 bill that us at Wolfpack wanted to put through the Oregon State Legislator, but she sucks less than the other two candidates suck. And I think that I have a duty to vote for somebody, and so I'm gonna pick the candidate that I think sucks the least. When it's three bad options in this race, what else did you expect me to fucking do except to vote to pick the least bad option? I think Tina Kotek is the least bad option. Vote Kotek.